Well, I guess since it is time, we can go ahead and get started. So, thank you again for taking time out of your Wednesday to attend our session on service learning and undergraduate research at Ohio State. We are super excited to have you guys here and to have you all on campus soon. I definitely miss seeing students around, so I'm definitely excited to get this semester started. And we'll get started on this presentation here. So, like I said, we have this Q&A part of the Zoom webinar. So if you do have any questions pertaining to service learning, undergraduate research, kind of experiential learning in general, go ahead and utilize that Q&A function. Even if you have a research question during the service learning portion or vice versa, feel free to ask at any time and we'll be answering your questions as we go along. Some might be answered out loud, some might be answered in the chat function. It just really depends. And then there is the chat function. I'm not sure if we have this available right now, but if you do have anything that you don't want to use any of your personal information or technological issues, go ahead and utilize that, or maybe remain anonymous on the Q&A, whichever works for you. But we will go ahead and get started with the, I guess it is the welcome. So this section is on service learning and undergraduate research at Ohio State. So starting off, my name is Kayla Daniel. I am the program coordinator for the Office of Undergraduate Research and Creative Inquiry at Ohio State. And with me today is Claire Swegar, who is the director of the Office of Service Learning for Ohio State. We work together on a lot of stuff, and so we wanted to be able to present this webinar to you to talk about our offices and ways that you can get involved during your time here on campus. So to get us started, we're actually going to talk a little bit about what is experiential education and how you can get involved, and then we'll transition into the service learning section with Claire.
Hey guys, so basically what we wanted to do here was explain, why these two experiences are put together into a presentation. And we've also been doing presentations that include things like study abroad or internships. And so we just wanted to explain why they're put together, why they're opportunities that you should be interested in and looking for, and what they have to do with each other. And that's experiential education. So these are all kinds of different ways of teaching that get you outside of a traditional classroom and infuse some kind of direct experience with that traditional course content. And the really important thing about these experiences is that they should also include a reflection process so that the students are taking time to think about what they're experiencing outside the classroom, relate it to the course content, and create deeper meaning out of that. These kind of opportunities are what's going to make your time at Ohio State meaningful and have a bigger impact on you and your time spent here. So some of the other reasons why we think students should be choosing these different types of educational experiences are because they'll help you develop different skill sets. A lot of times you'll hear people talk about like hard and soft skills. And so a lot of these skills are sort of put into that idea of soft skills, but they're still incredibly important. And especially, and we know everyone is thinking about that, what happens after college, how are you preparing for a career? And we know from surveys done with employers that they're really looking for those soft skills, how to work in teams, how to work with people who are different than you, communication skills, all kinds of skills that you'll develop when you're engaging in these activities that aren't just sitting in a lecture hall or reading a textbook. They also help make your classroom experience more relevant. So I know we've all heard that stereotypical idea of when am I ever going to use this? And so when you're actually getting out there outside the classroom, having a real experience, you're finding out, oh yes, I am using what I'm learning in the classroom here, and finding new ways to apply that. As I mentioned, they're really important resume builders. Having some experiences that you can draw stories from for interviews, things you can highlight on your resume to get that interview scheduled. These kinds of experiences really set you apart from other students. You know, every student at Ohio State is going to have a rigorous academic experience. You want to put these extra gold stars out there on your transcript and on your resume to show that you're really looking for opportunities to go above and beyond and to get involved. And they're also really important because, like I said, they'll make your experience more meaningful. They allow room for the students, you guys, you folks, to discover what you like to do, what things mean to you, where you can put your mark. So yeah, they're great opportunities. And with that, I'm going to turn now to focus specifically on service learning. So service learning in this context, it's a form of experiential education, like I just said. So in this case, the experience is some kind of service activity, and it's activities that are designed to address a community identified need. So what I'm talking about right now is just course-based experiences, things you would sign up for with your advisor in Buckeye Link that you'd actually get credit for. So it's a class that has some kind of service activity involved in it. And then the course content would be related to it. So you'd be investigating social issues related to the service, looking at the underlying causes of those issues, and then also getting the hands-on opportunity to explore possible solutions. And so next slide is why you would want to choose this. Well, for one, when you come to Ohio State, you're going to be joining this whole new community. Columbus is an incredibly vibrant city. And we've got all kinds of diverse communities. Even if you're from Columbus, there's certainly communities in Columbus that you're not familiar with yet. So service learning is a really exciting way to just get to know what Columbus is, who lives here, what their needs are, what the environment here is like, and get to engage in it in a way that really makes it more meaningful, gets you off the campus bubble a bit. And you also get to make a positive impact on a social issue that you care about or relates to your chosen field of study or career path. And then, of course, developing as a citizen, as a community member. That's something we take really seriously at Ohio State. You may not know, but our motto is education for citizenship. So we really hope that every student who comes here engages in active citizenship on the issues that they're passionate about and leaves prepared to become a full participating member of whatever community they go off to. So as I mentioned, this is a really important thing here at Ohio State, not just in our motto, but also the university's vision statement specifically mentions being a community engaged institution. You've chosen to attend a public university, a land-grant university. We're really dedicated to this idea that we don't exist just for Ohio State. We exist for the broader public, and everything that happens at Ohio State can help improve the lives of other Ohioans, people across the world even. So we really want to encourage everyone to engage in some kind of community engagement. So as I mentioned, I'm specifically talking about course-based service. So it's something really important to think about what your academic plan looks like and how you can fit that in. The great thing about service learning, it doesn't have to be something extra that you try to fit in on the margins. You can choose a lot of service learning courses that'll meet general education requirements that you all have to fulfill. There are also lots of majors and minors that will have required service learning as part of them. For example, within the College of Social Work, they've got a lot of service learning involved. But then also a lot of the majors and minors will also have options. So in your list of different elective choices, you can look for ones that have this outside the classroom service experience associated with them to count for your electives. Whatever you want to do, it's really important to talk to your advisor. They can help you figure out how to fit these courses into your academic plan, make the most of it so that it's still counting toward your progress to your degree. And you can really approach that in two ways. You can either tell your advisor, hey, I really want to do service learning. I really want to get off campus, engage in the community. Can you help me find a course like that I can fit? Or if you're browsing through the course catalog or you see a flyer on campus for a course that looks really interesting, you know you want to take that specific course, then you can talk to your advisor about like, well, how can I make this work? Can it count for anything? Is it listed as a GE option? Is there an elective spot that I can petition to have this class count if it's not already listed there? Lots of different ways to go about it, and your advisor can really help make that happen for you. And then, of course, as I've been mentioning, college is not just about preparing for a job, but we all know that it is a very important part of the college experience is to land that job, get into a career path that's meaningful and fulfilling for you. And so right now, you may have your major picked out, maybe not, but you might have a topic that you're interested in studying or some issue that you're passionate about, you want to make a difference on. But you might not know exactly how you want to engage with that or where your skills best match up or what you would find interesting and fulfilling. And so service learning is a great way to explore those different approaches and figure out the right fit for you. So on this slide, which is my last slide, I've just got a little chart here to show the different pathways that people can take to find the place for them in the public service realm. So you're probably all familiar with the idea of direct service, where you're actually directly engaging face-to-face with a person in need to fulfill their need, like stocking shelves in a food pantry, or something like that. In fact, a lot of you maybe have had some kind of community service requirement in your high school. That's just one avenue. It's not the best fit for everyone. You may not have enjoyed your required service hours that you had to do. That doesn't mean you should just discount all of this because you didn't like that one experience. There are lots of different ways to go about it and things that are a little more deeply engaging as well. So in a service learning class, you might be exploring what it means to be an effective community organizer, or you might be able to get yourself on a team doing community-based research, where you're going out and trying to apply research to a community problem. We have courses on philanthropy and how to do effective philanthropy, how nonprofits or foundations raise money and spend money in appropriate and ethical ways. And then, of course, the realm of policy and governance is huge. Learning about how government and policy decisions impact the social landscape and social issues and how to strategically make change through policy and governance. And then a newer area that we've seen a lot of interest in lately is social entrepreneurship and corporate social responsibility. So figuring out how you can use skills you're gaining from maybe courses in the business school. They've got a number of courses where they're actually learning about how to use those skills to improve communities. So there are lots of different paths. And I also do want to mention here, I've been focusing on courses, but we have a ton of general service opportunities that our friends over in student life and different student organizations engage in. And some of them are, lower commitment, more direct service, but then some of them are really engaging, deep, meaningful activities. So, if it's something that maybe you just can't find a way to fit into your academic plan or fit a course in, you should still definitely explore all of the options over in student life too. But I do want to say, we have service learning classes in every college. So whether you're an engineering major or social work, or like I mentioned, the business school, anywhere you go, oh, and definitely the health sciences. The health sciences is full of this stuff because, you're trying to do good in the world, right? So wherever you are please know that this is a reality. This is an option for you. You can make it work and make the most out of your time at Ohio State. And with that, I'll turn it over to Kayla for undergraduate research.
Thanks, Claire. I always love learning about this. I loved being engaged as an undergrad at Ohio State, so I always love hearing about all of our fun opportunities. And as of right now, we don't have any questions, so I will go ahead and move on to undergraduate research. So like I said, definitely feel free to ask questions on anything you have throughout now. We can definitely do a Q&A session at the end. But I will go ahead and get started on undergraduate research. I don't know why the slides are not cooperating, but I'm going to talk about opportunities we have for undergraduate research here at Ohio State. So starting off with some of the basic information about doing undergraduate research at Ohio State. It's a great opportunity, especially, for this experiential learning where you are kind of taking information that you're learning in your classes and applying it to real world concepts and situations. So some of the benefits that come from doing undergraduate research include academic, professional, and personal benefits. With academic benefits, you are, applying things that you're learning in your classes and applying them to your field. So it's really, hands-on experience of what you're learning. And, maybe if you are somewhere in the STEM fields, you can take some of those concepts, especially in any kind of, lab classes, and applying them to other things out in the real world. There are really great ways to get involved academically, and you can even get academic credit for doing research, which we'll touch on in a little bit. Professional benefits that come from undergraduate research. A lot of future employers and grad schools are definitely going to like to see undergraduate research on your resumes and transcripts. There are a lot of really great skills that come out of doing undergraduate research, like critical thinking, teamwork, problem solving, so many different ways to, enhance things that you already know how to do using research, and they definitely can apply to the world past your undergraduate career. And lastly, there are a lot of personal benefits that come with doing undergraduate research. For example, you're holding yourself accountable for your part of the project, and you're really learning how you work with this. Also, a lot of students who do undergraduate research really hone in on their time management and balancing skills. And so these are skills that are going to take you, very far in life with doing undergraduate research. And like I said, it's a great way to get involved outside of the classroom. And research isn't limited to just students in the STEM field, like I mentioned earlier. I have seen undergraduate research in every major across campus. I've seen students mix and match fields, departments, programs, and I've seen some really amazing projects that students have created on their own, whether it's the arts and the humanities, engineering, social work, health. I've seen it all, and you can really make research your own. Lastly, students can become published authors and present at conferences with their research. There's a lot of really great networking and professional opportunities within research as well. So a lot of students, anyone who completes a undergraduate thesis, will be automatically published in a database here at Ohio State. But we actually see a lot of undergraduate students who have published work in academic journals, Google Scholar, a lot of really great ways to get your information and your name out there. We also have students who present at conferences, whether it's ones that are here on Ohio State's campus where you're presenting your research to your fellow Buckeyes. And we've also seen students present at national and international conferences. In my time here as someone in the Office of Undergraduate Research, I've taken students to present in Brazil and Germany, and I have helped students find pathways and funding to present at national conferences as well in their specific field. So there's a lot of really great opportunity to even get outside of campus when it comes to doing undergraduate research. So you have heard why you should do research, but how do you do research? And honestly, it can seem a little complicated when you think of how big Ohio State is, but being a research institution, that also means that there are a lot of opportunities to get involved with research as well. So when it comes to getting started in research, there are kind of three main steps to getting involved that I really encourage students to follow. So one, definitely defining your topic of interest. So it's one thing to say, I'm a biology major and I'd like to get involved in research. That's excellent, but biology is an extremely broad field. Are you interested in human, plant, animal biology? Are you medical? Are you ecological? There's so many different routes. So really honing in on some concepts that you're interested in can really help narrow down your search of looking for opportunities. Next, identifying potential faculty members. So, if you're interested in writing a more independent, thesis or project that you have your own idea for, looking for faculty who have done similar research or have similar experiences, or alternatively, if you'd like to join an already established research project or lab with a faculty member, trying to find out what opportunities there are and contacting those faculty to get involved. Again, when it comes to research, you aren't just limited to your specific major or program. You can look anywhere for undergraduate research, and nothing is stopping you from finding research in different departments. So you are also not limited to only undergraduate programs. There are faculty in the College of Medicine, College of Dentistry, and College of Law that do work with undergraduate students and would be more than happy to discuss opportunities with you. So again, you're not limited to where you can look for faculty mentors. And by going to different department websites and pages, that's typically how you find different faculty members, and you can see their works, their labs, and things like that. Three is contacting those potential faculty members. So, sending an email or maybe even talking to a faculty member after class or going to office hours, making that initial contact with a faculty member, introducing yourself, what you're studying, why do you want to get involved in research? What are you interested in? Why are you interested in that faculty member specifically? Faculty are a lot more receptive to emails that explain why you're interested in them versus, a generic email sent to the entire department looking for research. Really honing in on specific faculty members is a great way to find faculty members as well. I do mention here a lot about finding faculty members and contacting faculty members. That really is the main way students find undergraduate research projects. And it's great because you are reaching out to faculty you're interested in, and it kind of helps you find the best matches for you. There are research positions that are posted, whether they are on our website, maybe through department newsletters for more specific ones in your major. There are opportunities to find posted positions, but typically students do reach out to faculty members directly. Some other frequently asked questions we get from students who are interested in getting involved with undergraduate research: when is the right time to get started in research? There truly is no one right time. I have seen students during orientation find faculty members and they start research their very first week here on campus. And I've seen last semester students find a research project that they work on until they graduate into that summer and before they move on to the next part of their career or their academic priorities. So it really depends on what's best for you and finding what you're interested in. I will say that I typically see students somewhere in their second year find research opportunities, but of course you are not limited to just starting then, really finding what works for you. Next, how many hours are typically dedicated to research? Again, this depends on you and your schedule and the project you're working with. Typically during the semester, students will work maybe from like 5 to 10 hours a week in their lab, especially if they're taking full-time credit hours. But, I've seen students do more, less, and especially in the summer, I've seen students do up to 38 hours a week of research, almost like a full-time job. So really having that great line of communication with your faculty mentor about what you can do and what you're looking for is really great for setting those boundaries of how many hours you can work in the lab. But I would say typically it's around 5 to 10 for most students. Next, our undergraduate researchers compensated for their work? So are they being paid for their research? Typically, students are not paid for their research. A lot of times it is just strictly volunteering in the lab because this is something you're interested in and you'd like to get experience doing. Students can also receive academic credit for their research. So kind of how Claire was discussing before, there are certain research credit hours you can take that exist in every major on campus. So if you find a project that you'd like to receive academic credit for, you can talk to your academic advisor and they can put you into those courses. And a lot of times these undergraduate research credit hours can help you fill major electives, especially if you might be interested in being an honors student or being in the honors program. Having those credit hours can help you complete that as well. And also, if you're interested in going to graduate school, it's really nice to have your research credit hours listed on your transcript because it's one way to, especially verify that you were involved in undergraduate research during your time. There are funding opportunities for students as well. Different grants and scholarships do exist, both at the university and through a third party or outside sources for getting compensation for your research. So our office offers a few summer fellowships, but I know that they also exist in different colleges on campus through the library system. And a lot of students actually apply for external grants as well. So maybe through the National Institutes of Health, the National Science Foundation. I've seen many different external opportunities pop up for getting undergraduate research funding, and we have a list of some of those opportunities on our website as well. And last, are there any requirements to getting started in undergraduate research? There isn't, besides being an undergraduate student who would like to do research. I will say that sometimes maybe in that STEM field again, faculty might want to see that you've maybe taken your introductory biology or maybe general chemistry courses, just so you kind of have experience in a lab, know what some of the equipment does and how to use it, but that is not something you have to have. You will be taught how to do things in the lab. No one expects you to know everything going into a project. Same if you're interested in anything that might be in arts, humanities. You don't have to be an expert on your topic to do research in it. You just have to be interested in it and show that you're willing to learn how to do the research, how to get involved, and how to make the most of it. So some of our office resources and our office's contact information. As for office resources, we offer advising appointments. This is where you can meet with me. I would say in person, that's how I used to do them, but unfortunately, we are limited to phone calls, Zoom meetings. So I meet with students one-on-one. We go through what are you interested in? What would you like to accomplish with research, and how can we get you involved? So I will basically walk you through those 3 steps with real resources, websites, things like that. So if you're interested in research, I definitely recommend making an advising appointment on our website. And even though you're in the orientation stage, but if you have already scheduled your classes for the fall and you'd like to get started already, there's nothing wrong with scheduling an appointment now, or you can wait until you're settled. Those appointments are always there. Again, our grants and funding, we do offer different opportunities and also highlight different opportunities throughout the university for grants and funding for research. We have presentation opportunities when it comes to research. So on campus, we offer forums where you can talk to your peers and other Buckeye community members about your research. And it's a really great way to get into public speaking and learning how to explain your research in essentially layman's terms to anybody. It's a really great skill to learn. And we also have our research position postings. that we encourage faculty and staff to use to help students get involved in research when they have position openings in their labs. So our office's contact information, our website is ugresearch.osu.edu. The office inbox is ugresearch@osu.edu. And I also have our phone number listed. I will say email is probably the best way to contact, but of course, feel free to use any of the resources that we have. And I believe I saw one question pop up. So do faculty members always have research opportunities available? Not always. It's a very complicated process when it comes to finding who has open opportunities and who doesn't. So really, you just have to ask these faculty members if they have openings where you can get involved with research. And even if you email a faculty member who doesn't have an opportunity, don't be afraid to ask them if maybe another faculty member in their department does, because even if you don't work with that faculty member specifically, you can still get involved in that same field and be directed to another faculty member from the one that you originally contacted. I've seen students do that before, and a lot of them have gotten just as great or even better positions by asking faculty for other suggestions. That is what they're here for, and they work with a lot of people in their departments. So don't ever be afraid to ask faculty if they know if anyone else has opportunities as well before you start from scratch again. Ooh, yeah, more. So the only way that the question is, how do I know what is too ambitious to do? And if how to broach a topic to a faculty member. So if you're looking for undergraduate research, I think that mostly just try not to be too broad. Try to have maybe specific things that you're interested in to help narrow it down. So to use a personal example, when I was in undergraduate at Ohio State, my major was sociology. I'm not sure if anyone here knows anything about sociology, but it is an extremely broad subject. And so to focus on research I wanted to be interested in, my thesis advisor worked with me to narrow down things that I was interested in. So I knew that I was interested in public health and education. So we really worked hard to find a specific topic that I was interested in. And so when you're reaching out to faculty, maybe highlight some of the research that they've done in the past. So if you saw that they did research on maybe genetics or, a certain gene that you might be interested in, broach the topic that way by saying, oh, I saw that your research focuses on this, and that's something that I'm interested in within, the health sciences realm. So really just kind of asking questions in terms and focusing it on their specific research is a great way to talk to faculty members. And if you have your own idea that you'd like to pursue, definitely, consider writing out a small couple sentence to a paragraph write-up of the research you're interested in. And when you reach out to faculty, attach that document saying, I'm interested in doing this kind of research, and I've noticed that it aligns with the research you do. Could we possibly talk about more opportunities that could exist for me in this realm? That's another great way to broach topics as well.
As far as things like time management or figuring out what really you can handle as far as any of these opportunities, it's important to know that everyone here at Ohio State is here for the students. Our job is to help you be successful, and especially the faculty members who are willing to take undergraduates on into their labs and support them in research, they want to help you succeed. And we all understand that classroom work is the highest priority. So if you write your faculty mentor and say, oh no, I've got a midterm this week that I really need to study for, I'm not going to be able to get my hours in, they're used to working with students. They can make it work and be flexible. So I think the really important thing is open communication. Just making sure that if you're hit a point where you're struggling with something, you let them know before it gets to be a disaster. Just be proactive. It's not uncommon to think that you're ready for something that you find out you can't balance later on in the semester. You're at a university, luckily, so not, out yet in a work environment. It's not likely that they're going to kick you out of the lab or fire you unless it becomes like a repeated pattern or egregious or anything. So just want to give that reassurance too.
Oh, definitely. I agree. And I have seen students, sometimes you just have to step away for a little bit and come back. That communication is definitely the most important thing to have with your faculty mentor. And we did get another question. Can you start research at any time during the semester? For example, is it possible to start in the middle of the semester? Absolutely. If you are interested in credit hours, that's something you're definitely going to have identified by the beginning of a semester or before a semester starts. But you can find opportunities, email faculty in the middle of the semester. That's something that you can do. You are not, defined that if you don't have a research project by the first day of the semester, you have to wait until the next one. That's definitely not the case. I just will say that, when emailing faculty or contacting faculty in the middle of the semester, just be a little bit more lenient with your time. If they are teaching or they're involved in clinical work, they can be pretty busy during the semester. So with that, just be a little bit more flexible on your time. But of course, you can reach out to faculty. I get postings on our website year-round over Christmas break, over summer. You can start research at any time during your career.
One other thing I want to highlight as far as these kinds of experiences, Kayla was talking about compensation for this kind of stuff. So I want to put it out on the radars. We have a really great program here at Ohio State that you may have heard of during the recruiting process called STEP. It's specifically for second-year students, so you'll start hearing more about it probably in your spring semester. But when you do hear about it, I strongly encourage you to pay attention and seriously consider signing up for it. It's a program that provides funding for these kinds of experiential opportunities. You can do undergraduate research, you can do service, you can do artistic creative endeavors, internships, leadership experiences, or also quite popular is study abroad as soon as that gets reinvigorated when we're through all of these restrictions. And so it's a great way if you are struggling with that funding piece and how to make this work for these opportunities work for you financially. STEP is a really great way to do that. You just write a proposal for the experience after doing some activities in a small cohort group with building a close relationship with a faculty mentor, and then get some funding from the university. So it's not a lot of strings attached. It's a pretty amazing program that you have access to at Ohio State. So not to start worrying about it now, but when you start hearing about it in the spring, definitely keep it in mind. It's really wonderful, especially to help support you while you're doing research and things like that.
It really is. Both Claire and I work a lot with STEP students in our respective fields, but even as a personal note, I did STEP as an undergraduate student. I learned a lot of really great skills, especially with writing that proposal. I use those skills to this day. I used STEP to study abroad because I couldn't afford it, but STEP gave me the opportunity to be able to do that. And so for a lot of our students, that's how they get to accomplish undergraduate research and service projects, especially in the summer, is by having this funding opportunity. So I definitely agree. You should keep your ears out for that, eyes out. So we got 2 more questions. How can we discuss with faculty members in order to narrow down what we want to do? That's something I would kind of do a little bit of research in ahead of time, you know, focusing on some subjects that you're interested in and then reaching out to faculty who have experience in those subjects. That's a great way to not only not be overwhelmed by the sheer number of faculty on campus that you can reach out to, because many departments actually show you faculty research interests on their directory pages. So you can find faculty by interest that way, or even by discussing with faculty in your classes. Office hours are a great way to discuss research, even if the faculty you're taking the class with isn't someone you want to specifically do research with. Go ask them about their research. How did they get involved? How do they encourage students to get involved? Faculty love to talk about that. And you know, you don't always have to utilize office hours for talking about the course material. You know, they're really here as great resources for everything in the academic experience. And then next is past research done by a faculty member found on the Undergraduate Research website. So not specifically, but there are ways to find it. So there is something called the Knowledge Bank here at Ohio State. It is mentioned on our website. So the Knowledge Bank is where students who wrote their academic theses or research projects can publish on this database through Ohio State and with your OSU credentials, so your name, dot number, and your password that you set up at orientation. You can log into this knowledge bank and you can actually read research done by students to find out, you know, what they have done. But you can also see their faculty mentors, and that's a great way to see faculty that are involved with our students. We also have a Excellence in Research Mentoring Award our office does. So there are examples of really great faculty on there that you can look into to see, you know, what kind of work they've done with their undergrads, their fields, and we give those out to faculty all across campus. So again, those aren't just looking at the STEM faculty. We have highlighted history, dance, art, design, everywhere. So those are some really great ways to kind of narrow down what kind of faculty do work with students, is by looking at their, also if we have like event programs on our website from students who have presented research, typically their faculty members are listed there as well. So if you find a really cool student project, you can look over at their faculty member and see who that was and reach out to them that way as well. I've definitely seen students get research positions that way.
And almost every faculty member at Ohio State will have a profile page within their department's website where it'll highlight their main areas of research, probably list their publications. So that's a little more in the weeds, got to do some more digging for that. But if you have an area like that's really specific that you're looking for, that might be a way to find something too. Trying to search through some of those listings if you're willing to put the time in.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And that is really a way that students find their research opportunities, is by looking through faculty this way as well.
And since we're at a research institution, almost all of our faculty members are going to be publishing, conducting research. It's a big part of their job here at Ohio State. So, you know, plenty of opportunities to engage on, you know, no matter where. Again, every college in the university has opportunities both in service learning and definitely undergraduate research. So you've come to the right place to get involved. Got a little bit of everything.
Absolutely. So one of the last slides in our, oh, would you like to go, Claire?
Well, I was just going to mention, you know, I know right now, of course, we're in this environment where you might find that a lot of your classes are going to be online. You know, we're obviously doing this as a webinar presentation instead of in person on campus during orientation. And I just want to let you know that these opportunities, both in service learning and undergraduate research, are available even in a remote context. So there's lots of different kind of research that isn't lab-based. wouldn't require you to be on campus, things that you can do, looking at data sets or research with, libraries, literature reviews, that kind of stuff. With service learning, we're working with a lot of our partners to create new opportunities, look for remote activities that can be done that really still help the organizations. All of our faculty who do this kind of stuff, they're really dedicated to creating these high impact experiences, even in this new environment. So I don't want you to feel like, this is going to be a wasted semester here on campus because you're not really as engaged. Like, we're making it work. There are opportunities out there. These aren't things that you have to wait on until we're all back in campus and something that looks more normal. This is still rolling, and you should definitely start looking for engagement opportunities.
Absolutely. And if you do have any questions on those, if you are a little bit nervous about what is happening, can I see examples of that? Of course, feel free to reach out to us. And I'm even on the correct slide. If you are worried about any of this or have any questions or know anyone who has any questions about that, of course, feel free to contact our offices. So I have posted the slide with the information here for contacting both our offices. So for service learning, it's slearning@osu.edu. For undergraduate research, it's ugresearch@osu.edu. Or there is the phone number. The phone number actually goes to both of our offices, but is directed to me. So I would recommend, if you have a research question, use that phone. But I believe with that is the last slide we have on the webinar. So we can definitely stick around for a few minutes to answer any last minute questions. But I would like to thank you all for coming out today and listening to our presentation. And I hope to be involved with you all very soon when you're on campus this fall.
Yes, thank you all so much. And thank you for those great questions. And yeah, welcome to Ohio State.
Go Bucks.